Welcome to Dan and Dan's Fast Lap. I'm Dan Peters from KSOO Radio, and I'm joined by
Danny V from B102.7. We just like to get together weekly and do a little chat about racing. Buescher used to get mad at it. Now we have a purpose because we're on video today.
I know. So here we have this chase, which is after Kevin Harvick's win at New Hampshire. Now everything's just kind of fallen into place for the big dogs up front, and there's really no big intrigue except at the bottom where Tony Stewart, well, he started the year on the shelf, and it's kind of a Cinderella story for him to advance along with Chris Buescher. And then you've got Austin and Dillon and Jamie McMurray bubbling right underneath with the potential of either of them overtaking Kyle Larson.
Yeah, there's a lot of win or go home type of situations here with this chase, and I said three episodes ago that Tony was my guy going in. I didn't say he was necessarily going to grab the championship, but he was the sentimental favorite for race fans. I love the fact that Smoke had a great, illustrious career. It's too bad that he had to slide in recent years with a car downforce package, but I believe Smoke has enough to get through this next round. The ones looking outside in, Buescher, Dillon, the number 3. I don't know if they've got what it takes in Dover. I'd be watching for the likes of Harvick and even Chase Elliott to go ahead and bump them out of the way. But I hope Tony makes it through.
Well, I'm not looking for a lot of the top contenders to do anything wild and crazy and take a lot of gambles, because they think, you know what, all we have to do is just keep ourselves out of trouble, and then we're going to advance.
And speaking of trouble here at Dover, you remember the race in the spring, there was severe carnage caused by Jimmie Johnson in a malfunctioning auto, and that pushed a lot of people. That changed the whole picture.
So I'm not going to wish ill on any of the top 12, but there is the potential for one of them to have trouble, fall out. So I'm not going to pick any one of them to have that happen to him. But I am going to look at Kyle Larson for my guy to be the winner of this race, because he was hot on the heels of Matt Kenseth in the spring race, and Kyle Larson has a hint of desperation about him. So I would look for Kyle Larson to really push in today.
All right, I think one of the strong performers, obviously you have to look at Kevin Harvick, and you also have to take momentum into effect. I mean, he won last week, and you know, he's awfully hot right now, but he's not going to gamble for a win. So therefore I'm going to move him down a few notches, and my guy is going to be Jimmie Johnson, and I'll tell you why. I know he hasn't had the best of luck lately, but Dover ranks as one of his best tracks, and I think he had a winning car had he not had the mechanical issues last spring in Dover. My guy is Jimmie Johnson for this one.
And remember, the guy who scored the most points, no wins, Brad Keselowski through the first 2 races. So you put that into perspective, and they're thinking, well, the Penske cars aren't showing any speed. Brad Keselowski and his crew chief Paul Wolf are showing a way to be able to get at least good finishes and good enough to advance.
Yeah, they'll find a way. They'll find a way. All right, so on to Dover. We'll chat at you next week on Dan and Dan's Fast Lap.